It's that time. Welcome to Roadmap, how to take 3 listings a week until you're ready for more. Each week, we interview a great agent taking several listings each week, and we have an exciting guest today. We encourage you to take notes and apply as much of the knowledge as quickly as you can, and then use the copycat principle. Let me introduce my co-host from San Diego, Carly Hathaway. That's carlyhathaway.com. Hi, Carly. How's the real estate business?
Hi, Ren. Hi, everybody. Real estate is great. It's a really good time to be calling those expireds. I feel like good time to be a listing agent. I'm very excited.
I think so too. It's a good market out there. There is a lot of money in the market, and people are doing a lot of transactions.
Yes, definitely.
Before I introduce our guest today, I want to remind everybody we're also simulcasting the show on the private Lead Gen Facebook group. They have over 50,000 members, so we have a large audience there today as well. And we will be pausing for a commercial message during the show as a thank you to the Lead Gen folks. So let's welcome our guest today from the DC area, Potomac, Maryland, if I understand correctly, Toni Gage.
Hi there.
Welcome, Toni.
Hi, Toni. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. Now, if I understand correctly, we've only spoken briefly. That you've been selling real estate for a while. You're newer to Vulcan7 and having some great early success with it. But you've been selling for a while now. Is that right?
I was 19 and I'm 54 now.
You started when you were 19?
19 and I'm going to be 54, April 27th.
Wow.
My God, so you have been doing it for a little while. There we go.
Okay.
Easier back then. It was less competitive.
You sell those little houses, is that right?
Well, years ago, I started out in Westchester, which is right outside of Manhattan. And that's when I used to sell the little $238,000 houses. But my sphere of influence and my personal residences have changed. And so that contributes to the situation.
It's a pleasant problem, Toni.
Yes.
It's a pleasant problem.
So, Toni, what's your average price point now?
I think the least expensive home I sold this year was $780,000.
Nice. Good for you.
But the average, now my listings, I have a $4 million, a 1.6, I'm getting a 1.4. These are all expireds. I sold a 1.2, and that was an expired also.
Okay, so you started using Vulcan7 and you started calling people. They answered the phone. You talked to them, and you've been listing a lot of this property. Tell me what that looks like. You were describing it the other day. If you'll share with our audience what.
Well, mostly in the past, I've been a buyer's agent. When I was younger, I was a listing agent. But when I relocated to Maryland 23 years ago, I stopped and I was in the financial services business. But now I'm back in real estate for the last, say, 10 years I've been licensed. And I was doing Town Ferry coaching. I started that in August, but no one mentioned Vulcan7. They were saying, just call the expired and call the FSBOs, and I wasn't having much success. And then I signed up for Vulcan7, I'd say in the middle of December. Within 2 weeks, I had 2 or 3 appointments. I got the $3.9 million listing, which was sort of it was a warm lead, but because I had sold a $3 million house on that street. So
you could use that as leverage a little bit. Yeah.
So they had heard about me, and my secretary's husband knew the seller. And he said, tell her I want to speak to her. And so I went in with my girlfriend, and we just signed it up. It had been on the market for 7 years at 7.5, 5.9, 4.5, 4.25. And so now it's getting a lot more exposure, and we have different ways of marketing it with RE/MAX. And so they're really happy. So we're doing a lot of social media with it. And then there was one gentleman, I hate to digress, but he lives on the West Coast, Pebble Beach, and his house has been vacant for 2 or 3 years. And when I called him the first time, he hung up the phone on me. And so I kept calling him. I kept on him. I kept sending him videos. And then he replied back to me at 10 o'clock at night, I guess at 7 o'clock West Coast time. And he says, I guess I have no choice but to list with you.
Wow.
He said, you're so persistent. He said, "You're so
And
persistent."
and he was an expired that you called.
He was an expired. I had shown the house 6 times, and it's funny because I had made videos to my clients saying how great I think that house was, what a great value I thought it was when it was listed with another broker. And I actually got fired for my other Remax because they didn't like that I was promoting another listing. So that's okay. God had better plans for me. I love my Remax office now. And so I said to him, I said, "I know the code to your front door." And I told him, and he's like, "You really do know the code?" I said, "I know the code to your front door. I show it all the time. I don't even make appointments."
There we go.
Yeah. I said, "I've shown your house so often. I know the code to your front door. I don't even make an appointment anymore because I know it's vacant." And I kept sending him videos every time I was about to show it. And whatever. Now, and I had another one. I had a client. We had 12 inches of snow in the beginning of January, first week in January. And they came into my open house. They were very hot and heavy to buy in a certain neighborhood. And I said, "Have you seen everything?" And they said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, have you seen this house? It wasn't expired." And they said, "No." I said, "Well, this is your lucky day. We've got 12 inches of snow. My fiance is going to plow the driveway and the walkway, and we're going to go see it." And they came out in 12 inches of snow. It was still snowing, and they paid, it was $1,250, and they paid $1,180 for it.
Nice. Good work.
Good job. So, people watching this show, they're trying to get where you are. And I hear 2 fundamental things that you do that they can do. One is energy and enthusiasm. And number 2, you're sending out, you're persistent.
Yeah, your lead follow-up is on point.
And your lead follow-up. You're sending out videos, you're being persistent in your follow-up, and you're being strong, and you're being energy's attractive.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I get these exhausted sellers. They're just so monotone, and I'm like, "Good morning, how are you?"
Yeah.
"Great morning." And they're like, "Who is this agent?"
So one of the things, because a lot of people it's not their natural inclination. I'm starting to get the idea that it is your natural inclination, and it can be a learned style. We call it's showtime, where the moment somebody says hello, you start marrying, matching them, and then you start leading with enthusiasm, and you have a great call. So, I mean, if they learn anything from you, they're bound to be feeling right now the energy that comes off of this conversation from you. And if they will just emulate that when they are working with people, when they're reaching out to people in sales, energy is attractive.
Absolutely. And that's very kind of you to say that. Thank you. But I think that the energy, I don't always have this level of energy. I have a crazy morning routine. I'm not sure if anyone's interested in it.
Yes.
We would love to hear your morning routine.
We want to hear the morning routine.
Okay. This is the Toni Gage, Tom Ferry morning routine. I wake up at 5 a.m. or 5:15, 5:30 the latest. Sometimes I'm up at 4:45. I wake up, go down, have a few sips of coffee at the gym. I have a community center. I belong to a fancy gym, but I go to my community center because I don't want anyone to see me in the morning. I don't look like this. So I go to the gym for 30 or 45 minutes, elliptical or treadmill. And that gives you, that's the mental advantage that I have over every other agent here that's exhausted, hates calling. That's the only way I can pick up the phone and get rejected about 30 times without killing myself.
Okay.
I told my broker I have very low self-esteem, but thank God I run and I buy myself lots of flowers.
Good for you. Good for you.
So I come home. After that, I come home and I do a shower, quick shower. Then I sit in stillness and quiet, and I read this might not appeal to everyone, I read my Jesus Calling book. It's about like a little paragraph. It's just like a spiritual thing to kind of let you know the universe has got your back. And then I do a gratitude journal. I know that's like something for people in rehab, but I do a gratitude journal. And it always changes my perspective. If you're ever feeling bad or down or negative, you just turn it to a positive. Just turn it into, I'm happy and grateful that the universe is bringing me so many opportunities today. I'm happy and grateful that I'm signing 3 contracts today. I'm happy and grateful that I am. It always has to be I am. I am.
Right. It has to be present tense.
Yes.
And it can't be negated. You can't say I won't, I don't.
No.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Happy and grateful that I am getting 10 appointments this week. 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. I'm happy and grateful that. So after I do that, then it's a whole 2-hour routine. Then I listen to Quantum Success, Christy Whitman.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of her? I listen to her meditation. I spend a lot of money, but I get lots of great results, so I don't mind spending money.
It's wonderful.
$250 a month, and her meditations are so grounding. It's not headspace. It's not garbage. It's really, you really feel that there's like this light coming through your head and grounding you. And she just gives you this feeling that you have light emitting from your body. And if I wasn't getting great results, and then she sends you a replay so you can keep it. I'm still doing November. It's peace. So if you have peace within you, then everyone you encounter, you'll give them some peace or some kind of joy. That's what I feel, that everyone that lays eyes on me is going to have joy in their life and peace in their life. That's what I say.
This is huge now. I mean, because let's say you didn't go to the gym. You didn't read your inspirational book. You didn't do all the other pieces of that. And then you called expires. How would that work if you just did it without any of that? No exercise, no inspiration.
You would call 5 and then you'd hang up and go get your nails done, your hair done, you'd go grocery shopping, you'd go to Costco, everything but call. So when you have that, the gym, and I tell my fiance that it's kind of gives me the crazy juice to just keep going.
I love it.
And
you keep that crazy juice going, because the more, and if people will get this, you guys are watching this, and you have to understand that, that calling is simple, but it's not easy. And by all her preparation, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and now she makes her calls, and then she rewards herself after and gets her nails done or whatever she wants to do. And then a reward at the end. If you guys use that format, you'll win like Toni.
Yeah, definitely. And Toni, how long, once you get through your morning rituals and your positive affirmations, how long are you on the phones for?
Well, I stay on the phones. I stay on the phones till I get 2 appointments a day. So sometimes it's 2 hours, sometimes it's 6 hours. But so I can break it up. I can do 2 hours. It's 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours sometimes in the afternoon from 3 to 5. So I do 8 to 10 or sometimes 8:30 to 10:30. And Monday's not such a good day to call in the morning. That's why I find that I get better results Monday afternoon after 3. People have gotten their stuff out of the way.
So you have quite a work ethic. What inspires you to be so successful? I mean, is there a why here or something that, what drives you, or is poverty not something you're interested in?
That's definitely a driving factor, because I did my profit and loss for my coach this week, and I spend a lot of money on my business. I spend about $13,000 a month on my business.
But that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, but
and because she can.
Yeah, my coach is always trying to get me to spend more money, and I'm always like, oh, she's like, you better be spending more money. You have better raise your budget.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what drives me. I got divorced about 7 years ago, and I was in the financial services business with my ex-husband. We grew a business, like a mom and pop business, that was acquired by a publicly traded company, City National Bank. I have a non-disclosure, non-compete, so I can't be in financial services. So I love proving that I can make my own money. And it's been wonderful, because I have been making my own money, and his alimony is just like gravy. It's just gravy.
That's a
I
great
hope you
one.
see this video.
I love it.
Thank you, darling.
That is such a great why. I love it.
That's a great why.
And making your own money and not needing anyone else is the best feeling ever.
Well, because we had a very high lifestyle with private jets. And so my sphere of influence knows my background pretty much. It's common knowledge. It's a pretty yucky story. It's not so great, but it's kind of, I'm going to be the heroine of my own story. I don't need to be the victim. I'm not the victim. She actually did me a favor by taking him off my hands. And so I can focus on my real estate. I really focus on my real estate, and it's my life, and I love it. And I think people know that wherever I am, if they see me in the supermarket, in the nail salon, the hair salon, and that's where I do get people, I get business there wherever I am. I'll be waiting online in Whole Foods, and people say, "Where do I know you from?" And I'll be like, "Oh, from Facebook," because I do these live Facebook stories saying I'm doing an open house at 111 or 877 Belmont Road in Potomac, Maryland. It's a great house. It's steps away from the C&O Canal, steps away from the Capitol. If you're into hiking, biking, or jogging, you need to come out and see this fabulous house. It's the best value in Potomac. So I go live a lot. So it's a combination. It's not just the running. It's not the gratitude. It's not the meditation. It's not the calling. It's a whole, it has
You're out. You're putting yourself out there in a big way, and with,
and I'm guessing,
with a
Toni,
lot
I'm
of
guessing.
Pardon?
I'm guessing, Toni, when you're going out, getting your nails done, going to the store, doing whatever, you're wearing sweats and a t-shirt and flip-flops, right?
Absolutely not. Nope. Nope. I will never give anyone the satisfaction of seeing me looking like hell. Maybe at 5 a.m. at the community center when there are 3 old men there, that's fine. but they don't even have like a computer. It's fine. But I just never leave the house without my diamonds or my nails or my hair. And I've got my boss bitch pumps on, and there's an attitude that goes with it. It just works. It's just the whole package.
Yeah, because you're on display all the time. You are your brand.
That's my brand. And
you are the brand. Yeah, you are.
I get out of my Jaguar and I say, "How can I help you today? How can I help you today? Let's make it happen."
Good for you.
So there are a lot of people watching that the energy is attractive, and they would love to send you a referral. And you're in a market where people move in and out of a lot. Can you cover all the areas you serve and then how they should reach you when they have a referral?
You can call, here's my phone number, 301-919-1886, but it's very easy to find my website. It's dcsbestagent.com.
I love it.
dcsbestagent.com. I have someone else working on a different website for my Potomac Prestige, for my mansions, but DC's Best Agent, I do Montgomery County, Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., Georgetown, but I seem to have gotten into a little niche with the 1 million and above, and I sort of like it.
Yeah, I think so.
Right in my own backyard. I don't need to take a metro. I don't need to take Uber. I don't need to get stressed. I just leave my house. I meet a client. I can tell them my kids went to this elementary school, and I've been to a party on every street in this community. My kids are 26 and 20. I've been to a party on every street in this neighborhood. And I can tell you who lives here. You know, we have in our little billionaire quadrant, I think we've got 6 billionaires in a 2-mile radius. So it's a very desirable neighborhood. And so if people are buying a $1 million house or a 1.2, and they know that Mitch Rails lives right down the street, they give them bragging rights, and they love that. And we've got lots of celebrities that live here. It's not Hollywood by any stretch, but
a lot of fun. And folks, if you're watching, notice that she has a keen knowledge of her market, so she is indispensable. And there her phone call. There's somebody.
Nope. Money never sleeps.
Right. So she knows her market so well, backwards and forwards. And if you know your market that well, you become indispensable. And
that's the value that I bring. That's my value.
And that is
no one can ever. My husband, my ex-boyfriend, no one can ever take that from me. That's in my brain. That's my personality. Those are my experiences. And no one can ever take that. And I want to be an inspiration to other women who are going through a difficult or a transition in their lives. You can turn your life around and you can make yourself fabulous. I wasn't fabulous. You can turn your life around, and you know what? People will regret the day that they left you.
I love that.
Every day that I put my feet on the ground, the devil says, "Damn, she's up again." And I'm saying, "Thank you, Jesus." Thank you.
Love it. I love it. Last thing, I forgot to bring it up. I noticed it. Horses.
Oh, yeah. We spend a lot of money on horses out here.
Okay. Just says you're real passionate about all things equestrian.
All things equestrian. Well, that was. My daughter went to a boarding school here in McLean, the Madeira School, which is very prestigious. And now she's down in South Carolina. But when my husband left and I got custody of my daughter, I thought this is an opportunity for her to go off the crazy train. And all of my other friends that were in the psychiatric or therapeutic industry said, you need to do something for her to focus her energy. So I put real estate on hold for a little while, and I took her out to the barn every single day. I pick her up from school at 2:15, and we'd be at the barn. She'd be mucking on 80 acres, and then she'd go to her. I bought her a horse. We made a deal. I bought her a horse, and she went from being a B student to a 4.6 student. So,
wow.
You are not gonna be a failure. You're not gonna be another Potomac casualty. So you are gonna be out there. I took her to Poolsville. I drive 15 miles one way, 15 miles another way, and it changed her life.
Nice.
She realized that whatever she put her mind to, if she really focused on it, and it applies to competition, it applies to everything. So, and actually her focus and her tunnel vision was very encouraging for me, and I learned a little something from that experience myself.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what, if she can regain composure after having her dad walk out of the house and sit herself on that horse and have 3 or 4 judges looking at her and judging her, and she can remain totally calm on this 1,200-pound beast, I can do it too. I can do it with a billionaire or a hockey player or a basketball player.
There you go.
Love it.
Yep.
Wonderful. This has been a real treat, Toni.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And you've shared some information that can help people, because the mental side of it, knowing your neighborhood, energy and enthusiasm, the mental side of preparation before you make your calls, rewarding yourself afterward. There's so many, and powerful, persistent lead follow-up. I mean, you've got all the ingredients. And
Do you want another little tip?
Yes.
Yes.
Another little tip. Okay. I keep a legal pad. I'm old school. I keep a legal pad right by my computer. And so on this side, I have easy text. So these are the numbers that are going to get easy text. That's group texting. And then these are the people that my secretary is going to follow up with a series of 3 or 4 letters.
Great.
So if they want the letters, just reach out to me. It's dcsbestagent@gmail.com. Just send me a letter, say I saw the podcast, and can you send me your PDFs of your follow-up and the text messages. I'll send you the script for the follow-up. You know what, my secretary types it in, so it saves you time. So have you ever heard of easy texting?
No, but I understand ABC, which is always be closing, and you are closing for future deals right now.
Yes, I am.
Follow up. I love it.
I love it.
Thank you so much. You know what? I think my favorite takeaway was I'm going to start wearing my diamonds to the grocery store.
Oh, absolutely. Living well is the best revenge, baby.
That's it. Love
it.
Be a money magnet.
I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you, Toni.
My
Thank everybody for being here. And we'll see everybody next week. When every week we bring someone who is powerfully listing a lot of property every month. And Toni, this is a wonderful treat.
Thank you. My pleasure. Hope to see you guys soon. God bless.
Well, let's sell some spots here. If you're watching on Vulcan7 and you want to get involved with the Lead Gen Facebook group, and some of you are watching on there as we simulcast, they are at facebook.com/groups/got objections. And I want to thank Aaron Wittenstein, who runs the group. He's a real giver. He's got a program called trajectorynow.com. And finally, if you're watching on Facebook and you're not yet involved with Vulcan7, make sure to sign up at vulcan7.com/leadgen for a special deal. And some of you are wondering where Toni gets all her energy and enthusiasm and power and her ability to close. She goes at the end, just before she goes and has her nails done, she goes and gets out of the freezer some delicious Graeter's mint chocolate chip. This is the one for listings taken. You want the mint chocolate chip, go to Graeters.com. You can find it, and they'll tell you where you can find it anywhere in North America. And if the listing doesn't sell right away, dig a hole in the front yard, bury it upside down, and that listing will sell just like that. They have other flavors, but those flavors are for working with buyers. But if you're listing a lot of property, you want the mint chocolate chip. We'll see everybody next week. Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, Carly, and we had a great guest, didn't we?
Yes, Toni's amazing, and thank you so much, Ren, for having me, and thanks everyone for watching.
All right, go take 3 more listings this week, Carly.
I will.